feels like being hit by a car that is speeding at 150 kilometers per hour. Life with RUZHOFF, my lovelies, inspiring you to live an empowered life. Is cheating the highest form of betrayal in a relationship? And of course, that includes infidelity. So one of my followers on Instagram, sent me this. He says, someone cheating on you feels like getting hit by a car or a truck that is coming in at an accelerating velocity of more than 150 kilometers per hour. To be honest, that sounds like an exaggeration, but I totally must agree with him, especially when you look at the impact of having to deal and live with the betrayal of your partner, of someone you love, of someone you're married to, cheating on you. Personally, I can agree to that. I believe it is that painful, especially the shock in the first moment, I would start by explaining, which I'm sure everyone knows, cheating is when your partner decides to go have extra affairs with someone else. That we're talking about intimate relationship or affair or sex activities with someone else. It's the same with marriage, although in marriage you call that infidelity. So for me, I would like to really go first direct in and talk about the effects, the repercussions that cheating causes in a relationship, and especially to the person that is being cheated on. We talk about the emotional impact, and I believe that is what this gentleman from my Instagram community meant, that it feels like being hit by a car that is speeding at 150 kilometers per hour. The shock, the shock of, oh my God, so I'm not enough for him, I'm not enough for her. I'm sure everyone that has been cheated on asks themselves that question. Although as we'll go on, I'll explain, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. If your partner cheats on you, it's on them. But again, you still question your worth. You still question yourself. You still wonder why your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife had to go look for someone else, So the emotional impact is immense. Like the pain that you go through, the betrayal, the hurt, the anger. And that's why for me, it is the utmost form of betrayal in a relationship. For me, I'm curious to know, of course, what you think, and that's why we have such discussions. You can let us know what your experience is. Have you ever been cheated on? Have you ever cheated? Or what do you think betrayal in a relationship in form of cheating feels like? Do you also believe it's the utmost form of betrayal? Or, I'm curious to know what you think about. Personally, oh my God, that's tricky. That's tricky. I've been in a situation where you don't get your partner red hand, but you've been in a situation where you find out that he's probably or definitely cheating. Let me put it that way. We all know that moment when you see your partner receive a message from another woman. I've been there. I've been in such a situation, and it was my first time to see something like that in my life ever. And I didn't even expect it, because I thought actually everything was working out really fine and we were happy. So like the gentleman said, for me, it also felt that bad. Like he says, feels like being hit by a car. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I felt like all the blood drained out of my head and I felt like I was going to pass out. That's how bad it was. So definitely cheating can have a very, very serious mental toll on you, and some people can really become sick out of it, definitely, because you always ask yourself, how dare this person do that? For me, in my case, it wasn't a matter of how dare he, am I not good enough? Okay, sounds arrogant, but I know I'm the real deal. For me, what really hurt was in sad situations you just have to laugh. No, but for me, what hurt the most was the betrayal. The thought of, this person looks me in the eye and he doesn't even feel guilty. Like how does he look at me? How does he even hold me and not feel guilty about that, and even feel comfortable? For me, that's why I can't even cheat, I wouldn't live with that. Looking at my partner, talking to them every day, knowing I just cheated on them, it's something I cannot live with and deal with. And that is for me what hurt. Not that cheating, I could care less. I'm not saying I'm okay with my partner cheating, but it wasn't that cheating per se, because it is very important, especially for someone, if you're self-confident like I am, you are then lucky, it doesn't damage you in a sense of you feel unworthy. Definitely that was in my case, because like I said, I know who I am, so I didn't see it in that way. It was on him. He wanted to go cheating, and that was it, so that's the example that I can give. Definitely loss of trust, and like I always say, if there's anything I can never forgive, is betrayal. So that means for me, if someone cheats on me, that is the utmost form of betrayal, and I can never forgive that. So meaning I lose trust in them for a lifetime, So whatever happens, even if like you talk and forgive the person, I can never trust you again, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can ever do about that. Cheating can damage the betrayed partner's self-esteem. I mean, that is a no-brainer. Like I said, when someone cheats on you, you question your worth, you question yourself. Why am I not enough for them, And that is something that I'm sure when people go cheating, they don't think about, because I still believe someone who cheats on their partner is just a selfish being. If you don't like someone, if you're not interested in them anymore, just end the relationship. If there's something that is lacking, like I like saying, you cannot expect someone to give you everything on this earth, realistically spoken, then talk about it, talk about your desires. And if it's something that you can't resolve, move on. But definitely it does damage one's self-esteem, especially if someone is not deeply rooted and so self-confident, it can really be damaging of your self-esteem. And then of course, in such cases, if you are the betrayed partner, if you're the one that has been cheated on, it is very important to work on that hurt, to work on that pain, to work on that betrayal. Don't take it inside you. Get therapy, talk to a friend. But most of all, I would like to remind you, someone cheating has absolutely, absolutely nothing to do with you. It is on them, it is on her, it is on him. And if it's something that would have been resolved, they still should have talked to you about it, So you should never doubt yourself. You should never feel like, oh my God, I'm not good enough because he cheated, she cheated. Absolutely not. They are just selfish people, and you just have to focus on yourself, and you'll be able to meet the right person that will cherish you, that will treasure you the way you deserve to be treasured. Cheating mostly stems from poor communication or even lack of communication. Most of the time, like I said, when people cheat, either they are innately selfish, cowardly people, they don't have the balls to talk about what's going on in the relationship, or the relationship is just not working. It's also normal to fall out of love. It's also normal that someone is no longer the kind of person that you're attracted to. But like I call it cowardly, because if I'm in that situation, then I should be able to talk about it. I should be able to tell my partner how I feel. So most of the time, people cheat because there's no communication. Maybe there's something lacking in the relationship. Maybe there's something they would like to explore. Maybe they have some, fantasies, some fetishes, but they don't feel comfortable talking about them with their partner, and they'll end up going somewhere out there to look for them. And again, brings us back to the point why you should never think it has to do with you, So communication in any form of relationship is very, very paramount. Be it a marriage, be it dating, it is very, very important to openly communicate with each other. What are your desires? What are your expectations? What do you want in a relationship? We just jump into relationships without even talking about what exactly we want in a partner. So communication plays a very, very key role in cheating, in infidelity. And what happens is, when someone cheats on you, you also question yourself, like I said, why didn't he talk to me? Why didn't she talk to me? So definitely, that is something you should keep in mind. And for me, I insist, yes, cheating is the utmost form of betrayal in a relationship. We also have to keep in mind why it is that deep. We talk about if someone is unfaithful in a marriage and maybe there are children involved. Imagine the damage it does to the family. the pain. Children know when their parents are in pain. If it's the mom that is being cheated on or the dad, the children feel that. They feel the negative energy. And maybe should it even come to a divorce, who suffers most of the time? It's the children, because it's going to be difficult to co-parent, especially when one of the parents is really, really hurt and feels betrayed. There's probably going to be a lot of drama, and that affects the children. So cheating is never worth it, if you ask me. Work out your issues, and if it's not workable, if it's not resolvable, let each other go. We have 7 billion people in this world. I don't see any reason whatsoever why you should stay with someone that you don't really love anymore, that doesn't fulfill you anymore, and not let them go, and meet the people that deserve them, the right people. So definitely cheating is something one should avoid if possible. We're talking about societal and cultural perspectives. For me, when I talk about cheating, I also look at it in that way. Like, not even in the past, but for the longest time, people always said, oh, it's the men who cheat and not the women. Of course, we do all cheat, but I think men cheat more because they feel like it's okay to cheat. Society tells them it's okay, it's part of your DNA, it's in your nature, you're hunters, all that kind of BS. And I believe sometimes men cheat without even remembering that they're in a relationship. Like, for them, it just happens. They don't care about it. They're that selfish. Society and culture has made them believe it is okay, that in that moment they don't even think of their partners. Yes, women also cheat, but for the longest time, men were the number one culprits, because I guess men are mostly selfish, I would say, and cowardly. I think that's why they can't be moms. That's why God did give them the responsibility to bear children. Because, for example, to carry a child 9 months in you have to be selfless, and you have to be a brave person. So I would say men in general are selfish and cowards. Oh my God. Don't come for me, people. But if you disagree or you agree, let me know in the comment section. But that's what I absolutely believe. So, on a whole, this being a social empowerment channel, as I conclude the video, I will say, if you are the one that is being betrayed, if you are the one that is being cheated on, focus on your healing, focus on your mental well-being before jumping into the next relationship. That's the mistake most people make. You get cheated on, you get hurt, you get betrayed, and then 2 months later, 2 weeks later, you jump into the next relationship. Of course, it is possible to get into the next relationship 2 months later if you no longer care about the dude, like if it was already done, like you didn't even care anymore. But I would say, first heal, gain your self-esteem and confidence back if you lost it, if you doubted yourself. And also keep in mind that relationships do end. Keep in mind that people do fall out of love, that we evolve, that we lose interest in each other, that we change, and maybe the woman that was attractive the last 10 years is not the kind of woman I'm attracted to anymore, or the man. So keep those things in mind, and should it happen again in future, just know that's part of life. Next, I would like to give a few red flags to recognize in a relationship, to recognize if your partner is cheating on you. So trust is one of the first things, but I always say with trust, it's subjective, because, like I say, you can never know wholly what I feel and what I think. We might have a communication and all that, but there's some things that I keep for myself that my partner will never know. In my case, not so much, because I'm way too direct, which is not a good thing, but I'm very direct. But always keep in mind, even if you trust someone, there's always leave room for doubt. So don't be complacent and be like, oh my God, my partner is the best in the world, it's never going to happen. It helps, it's good for the relationship, but some of the red flags are if your partner is, having secrets. Now, with the generation that we're living in, if your partner, you don't have a password to your partner's phone, or if they keep hiding their phone every time you come into a room, such small suspicious things. Or if your partner is always coming home late and claiming, oh, I was still working, oh, I was meeting a friend, oh, you always see that. Actually, the funny thing is, when someone is cheating on you, most of the time you feel it. But I think when you're in love, you just don't want to accept it. You just don't want to even think of it being a possibility, but you feel it. So next time your intuition gives you even the slightest inclination that your partner is probably cheating on you, they are cheating on you to 99% of the time. So, my lovelies, join the dialogue, join the conversation. Do you believe that cheating is the utmost form of betrayal? Like my follower here from Instagram said, do you believe that cheating, the impact it can have on you, feels like being hit by a car that is speeding at 150 kilometers per hour? I find his comment very interesting. I'll try and pin it in the video. He explains the detail, but I can imagine he was trying to create a picture of that impact, how you feel the moment you discover that your partner is cheating on you. Let me know in the comment section what you think. My lovelies, I'm here to inspire, uplift, and empower you. Until next time.